Are you thinking about making a move to Sacramento, but you just don't know where to start? Well, you've come to the right place, my friend, because these map tour videos I'm doing are going to help you get the lay of the land. That is my goal. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Gage with the GAGE Group right here in Sacramento. And if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm a local realtor, and this is where I give you the full 4-in-1 on Sacramento. My team and I help people all the time relocate to Sacramento. So if that's you, you've come to the right spot. We'd love to help. Moving can be stressful, so let us, help make the process as smooth as possible. And if you like this video, find it beneficial, don't forget, tap the like button, subscribe, bell, all of it, so we can do more videos like this and get the algorithm going. All right, let's get started. So as I mentioned, I'm going to give you a topographic view looking at the map. So I'm going to share my screen with you and kind of take you through various neighborhoods in Sacramento. And today we're going to cover a few more. We're going to be going probably south of the 50. All right, so here's our downtown. This is East Sacramento, and today we're going to go just south of the 50. We'll start with right when you go underneath the freeway underpass right here. This turns into Elmhurst, and you might not have heard of it because Elmhurst is a really small area. It's actually T Street through V Street right here. And it's a very charming area, just like ESAC. It's going to be priced less than ESAC. If you recall from my last video, ESAC, which is just north of the 50 freeway, is going to be the highest price per square foot neighborhood in Sacramento, or at least one of them. So when you go down south, the pricing is going to drop down a bit. So Elmhurst, still a lovely neighborhood, very charming, canopied trees, very similar to ESAC. You have the Tudor, same style homes, Tudor, Craftsman. A lot of homes were built in the 20s and 40s. So a lot of charm, a lot of upkeep. And as I mentioned, if you're not into that, these older neighborhoods are not going to be for you. But the best street, I think, in Elmhurst is going to be T Street. It's like the main drag. You have a lot of people walking, biking, and it's just a beautiful street. A lot of people who live in Elmhurst are going to be people who work at the Med Center, because you have UC Davis right here. And so all these neighborhoods right around the Med Center, there's a lot of rentals for doctors and nurses, and just a lot of people who own as well, but they need to be close to the hospital. So in this area too, you'll hear a lot of helicopters too. So that's something to take note of. Okay, so then dropping down, this kind of turns into, they call it Fairgrounds right here. And this is very similar to Elmhurst. I would call this Tahoe Park. And then this is Tahoe Park proper right here between Broadway and 14th, this whole rectangle. And a lot of other people, working at the Med Center will live in Tahoe Park. Also a lot of students too, because it's close to Sac State. This might be perfect for a student who doesn't want to be too far from school, but a lot of families in all these places as well. Tahoe Park is an older neighborhood. The pricing has gone up tremendously, and I would say the median price point in Tahoe Park now is probably around $600. Elmhurst is going to be around $650. And for $650 in Elmhurst, you could probably get a 3-1 or a 2-1 around 1,200, 1,300 square feet. In a lot of these older neighborhoods, you have, only that one bathroom unless they've updated it. So that can be a downfall. Like if you have a family, you probably don't want to be all sharing a bathroom if you don't have to. But back in the day, people just didn't care about the one bathroom or the small closets. I don't know. Tahoe Park, these are going to be smaller homes generally. You're not going to get like a 2,000 square foot home over here, nor really in Elmhurst either. And Tahoe Park, you actually have a park. So there's a lot of little festivities that go on, great sense of community. And one of the I'll mention before I forget this bacon and butter. This is one of the most popular breakfast spots in Sacramento. And really, if I have to be honest, what Sacramento is lacking is some good breakfast spots because you have to stand in line here for quite a while to get in. So we need more spots so you don't have to stand in line on a Saturday morning to have a pancake, but it's quite yummy. Add it to your bucket list of Sacramento for things to do. So I'd say 600 median price point in Tahoe Park, gone up tremendously. If that's too much, then you'll want to go, a little more south because the pricing will drop more. This is Colonial Heights, very similar, or you'll see on the map called Tahoe Park South. I really call all this area another rectangle, Colonial Heights, Colonial Village. It will be referred to similar like Tahoe Park. Oh, some of these areas though, Tahoe Park and Colonial Heights. So let me just back up so you can see. So this whole, like these two rectangles, some of them do have bigger lot sizes, even though the homes are small. I believe back in the day, it was called like Colonial Acres right here, and things were an acre, but then they split all the lots up. That could be not true, but I think one of the neighbors told me that one time at an open house. So you could get a big lot with a smaller house, and you could do an addition if you like this neighborhood and want a bigger house. Now to the left is going to be, so this area here, you'll see North Oak Park and Oak Park. This is one of Sacramento's oldest neighborhoods. It has a lot of charming homes, really established. You have the Craftsman Bungalow. You also have some newer builds in Oak Park. This is an area that has gentrified quite a bit, especially the North Oak Park. So pricing has gone up a lot. You have a lot of new businesses. You right over on Broadway here, let's see here, called the Broadway Triangle. On Broadway, there is a lot of stuff going on, little shops and everything, where you can walk, art galleries, breweries, coffee shops, cute pastry places. Once a month they have, if you're in Oak Park, you'll want to check out Gather. It's like an outdoor festival, kind of like a farmer's market, but they're not selling fruit. You have usually music and food trucks, and a lot of people can get a sense of the community. But also around the 2nd Avenue, a lot of new builds have been built, like modern. If you want something all new in an older area, this could be something for you. I'd say the median price point is going to be around $550, and that'll get you probably a 3.1, maybe 3.2. And this would be a great area if you need to be close to downtown, want an older neighborhood, and also if you work at the Med Center too. This area right here, they named the Med Center, obviously, because it's right by the Med Center, but it's very similar housing. This is all very similar housing, kind of older, charming housing. Same price point. A lot of the homes were built in the 20s and 40s, so you have a lot of charm. If you want the ceilings with the molding that is kind of intricate, and the cute doorways that have carvings in them or arched. I mean, these neighborhoods have it all. Very storybook. And they vary just a little bit in pricing. So I'd say out of those, Elmhurst is going to be the most expensive. North Oak Park is going to be more expensive than Oak Park. Oak Park, you still get things around 300, but things that are all updated are going to be around 550. And then Tahoe Park has gone up tremendously. All these areas too kind of have a little bit of a walkability factor because they're not far off the main drag. You could walk out on Stockton Boulevard or go up to Broadway, and a lot of new establishments are coming on Broadway. And I see a big future on Broadway, a lot of more development, more restaurants. So it's a good area to invest. And also if you're looking for rental property too, this could be a great area because you have the Med Center, you have Sac State. So those kind of things make for a great rental, and you're close to the freeway, right under the 50. All right, now we're going to go to the other side of Howe Avenue. on the other side of Howe Avenue. So this is Howe Avenue, and this is what I call over the bridge. So see right here, you have the water, and then you have the bridge going over the water. This is used to be called like the H Street Bridge. People call it different things. But you can come from East Sac and get over on the other side of the river through the H Street Bridge, or you can go down Folsom Boulevard, or you could jump on the 50 freeway and get off on Howe Avenue. But that will take you, and this is an insider scoop, I feel like, because most people who come from the Bay Area have no idea about this other part of town, which there's a ton of lovely homes over here. But the Bay Area people only hear about East Sac, Midtown, Curtis Park, and Land Park. So today I'm letting you in on more neighborhoods than you probably know. So stay tuned. All right, so now we're over the bridge, however you get there. And let's go over here, College Glen. This is called, the map may say one thing, but people call it different things. College Glen, College Greens, the La Riviera area. This is south of the American River. So you have the American River right here, and that kind of divides neighborhoods. So you have this whole neighborhood is very similar. I sell a lot of homes to people looking in the 500 to 550 range, maybe first-time home buyers. These homes are going to be newer, but not new. They're probably built in the 50s and 60s, a lot of ranch style all along here. People who want to be close to the river, this is going to be a great area. You can get, say, for $550, a 3-2. You have that second bathroom in this neighborhood because it's newer, but not new. And I'd say around under 2,000 square feet, so 1,500. So not a huge home, but a good size home. You can get a yard. Some may have pools, but you can get a lot of bang for your buck over here for $550. So if that's your price point, this would be a good area. And you're close, you're centrally located. You're not far from the freeway. You're not far from downtown, but it's a totally different vibe. It's more peaceful. You're by the river. You can take walks, go on the levee. So that could be a good neighborhood. And also, this is a good neighborhood for rentals too, because you have the college right nearby. Oh, and this is, I should point out, this is Sac State right here. So still now on the other side of the river, if you go down Howe Avenue, this is a main drag. This will take you all through town. So will Fair Oaks Boulevard. That takes you all the way from, starts, J Street turns into Fair Oaks Boulevard. And so does H Street. So if you get lost, these are main drags that, well, no one gets lost anymore because of navigation. But anyways, just to help you figure out routes. This area right here, this little pocket, this is called Campus Commons. If you're looking for low maintenance, want a condo, this is a really lovely area. They have different housing developments. It's built in the 70s. And they have green belts all over, so you can walk around in there. And it's a really established subdivision and perfect for a low maintenance person. There are varying degrees of HOAs in there. So if you're turned off by one, they go as low as like 320, but they can go over 5. So you want to be careful that when you're figuring out your mortgage, you got to incorporate the HOAs into the payment. Yeah, so low maintenance lifestyle, think Campus Commons. Okay, then we have the American River Drive. This is goes, parallel to the American River. And here you have the American River Parkway. So bikers, runners, all these homes have river access. And some people, when they're looking for a home, that's a must-have, river access. So you have to figure out, one of my biggest things is, if you're looking for a home, you got to figure out your must-haves. You want to be an efficient buyer. Figure out your must-haves and your deal breakers. And that's going to help, overcome what I call shiny object syndrome, where a person sees a fancy house that looks all dialed in and perfect, but it doesn't have their must-haves. So they're getting off track because it's just a pretty shiny object. So you don't want to do that. And I, as a realtor, always bring my clients down to earth and say, hey, is that your must-have? Didn't you want a pool? So let's not look at the fancy house without the pool, because it's $100,000 to build a pool today. So staying on track and figuring out your must-haves. Anyways, American River Drive, this takes us into Sear Oaks. It's a lovely neighborhood, very upscale neighborhood, and they're ranch style homes. So it's right on the other side of the river. So you have La Riviera, and then Sear Oaks is right on the other side of the American River. The entry level home I'd say in this area would be, for a fixer, 700. And these are going to be larger homes, probably around 2,500 square feet, 3-2. And if you want a pool, this is the area. They have, unlike East Sac, so a lot of buyers who are in East Sac don't have any idea about this area of town, but you get a lot more bang for your buck. You get a bigger lot, a bigger home, and you don't have the old electrical and many of the old foundation as homes that were built in the 20s. I mean, this isn't a new build, it's built in the 70s, but there's a lot less things on the home inspection. So that's something to note for your maintenance level. You've got to figure that out with your lifestyle. If you like mid-century homes, there are some mid-century homes in the Sear Oaks area. And then this turns in, the farther along you go on the river, this turns into like the Will Hagen area, and this is called Del Deo Estates. And then the more west you go, that turns into Carmichael. So a lot of lovely houses along the river. This would be great for, someone who needs a larger house, who wants a backyard, who wants to be, have a neighborhood, but doesn't want to be too far from downtown. It's about 15 minutes from downtown, probably now, depending on traffic, 20, 25 sometimes. Okay, so then kind of diving a little deeper in this neighborhood, here's Fair Oaks Boulevard, which is a main drag. You have a lot of, on Fair Oaks Boulevard, a lot of restaurants and shopping plazas, grocery stores. So all very close to the Sear Oaks area. Now, Fair Oaks Boulevard, if you go on the other side, this is called the Vista between Fulton and Morris. And these are a lot of fancy houses in the millions, big lot, a little more rural because you have a big lot. And if you can afford it, it's a beautiful area, and you're not completely, isolated. So you're very close to things, but it also could feel very peaceful because there's a lot of trees and it's very established. And you'll find a lot of ranch style homes. A lot of people have torn down homes and built, major estates over here. And I'll show you, since we're over here in this area, my favorite street in Sacramento is Crocker. And so it's this little U here. And I love this street. It's beautiful homes. It's in the Sear Oaks area, just below Fair Oaks. Everything, it looks like adult Disneyland. All the homes are perfect. And I remember I sold a house on the street, and it was like, I was so excited to be able to sell a house on my favorite street. It was definitely a noteworthy real estate moment. But if you can afford a home over here, probably 3 million, I would say, on Crocker, they're gorgeous. So going back to the pricing on Sear Oaks, I'd say the buy-in is in 700, but it goes all the way, you have really fancy houses on Crocker, like 3 million, but most of them are going to be around 900 to 1,213 over in this area. And then, when you go into Carmichael, this area still maintains that pricing, but as you go a little more west, and this turns into Carmichael, Fair Oaks Boulevard takes you into Carmichael, pricing will go down there. So if $1 million plus is too much, Carmichael has an array of housing, and I'll get into that in another video. All right, guys, we covered a lot of neighborhoods today. If you have any questions, reach out to me, comment if you have any videos that specifically you're interested in. And don't forget, if you're watching this video, you need to like, subscribe, share, all those things to help me keep going and get energized to do more videos for you. And also, if you're thinking about making a move to Sacramento, I would love to help you. Let's talk, reach out. I will see you on another video. Take care.